we had bugs crawling out from underneath the slide floors. They were coming through the air conditioner vents, the tops of the slides, the cracks in the walls. Like, we couldn't get away from them.
It was one of the worst times in our 5 years on the road, almost a breaking point where I was ready to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
We got infested by termites.
More of those little dirty termites.
And we want to help you guys not have a terrible experience like we did.
That's right. Hey guys, we're James and Kester with the Boundless Bronickies, and on today's video, we are going to do exactly that. We're going to show you how to keep these nasty critters out of your rig. Let's go do it.
The termites were probably the most emotional experience for me. I'm not kidding you guys. I was like crying. It was the worst thing
Louisiana.
ever.
It was Louisiana, and for some reason, termites are bad. We all know that. But every 3 to 5 years, according to the park ranger, these specific termites, and if you're from the deep south, Louisiana, we're right outside of New Orleans. Formosa termites. They come out of the ground. They, by the millions, fly into the sky. They link up with each other. They get their little jiggy on.
Very, very sexy.
Their wings fall off, and then they crawl out. So we walked outside to check out the armadillos because we were in Louisiana. And
yeah, we were like, oh, armadillos.
Go outside and check out the armadillos. So we went out there, and I'm kidding you not, it looked like the ground was moving. There were so many of them.
We had a light strip around the bottom of our trailer to keep mice away and rodents away and just have a little bit of extra security.
But it was a beacon.
And apparently, yeah, it was like if you've seen Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
And you see the light and all the guys flying toward it. That we looked down and I was like, the ground is moving. It was so gross. And like the next morning we went out, we went over to our truck tire and
that's right.
In all the little, what do you call the spaces in between the tires? The tread. Yeah.
Tread.
So the
tire
tire
was full of wings.
James blew on it. And the wing, they were everywhere in the RV park. Like it was a state park, in the washing machines and the dryers and the laundry room was full of them. It was the worst. Thankfully, they didn't bite. They need water and dirt.
Yep.
So we did a lot of vacuuming. We did a lot of cleaning. We did a lot of showering, and our trailer was still fine. So there's number one, termites. Any other kind of termite, just be careful, be clean, keep everything tidied up. The next one I want to jump into is flies, because even though the termite experience was emotional and terrible, flies are the things we dealt with the most, and all kinds of flies, and I detest them. The ones that drive me the most nuts are fruit flies. And we have like our little fruit basket. You get bananas, you get mangoes. I think it's from bananas. I think you gotta like wash them or do something. Somebody said put them in the freezer.
Yeah, if you know any trick to getting rid of the fruit flies from bananas, let us know in the comments below.
I think one just flew by to my trap.
Ooh,
I think maybe it's in there.
Out.
So I'm gonna show you my first fruit fly trap. Is the simplest thing ever.
Homemade.
You literally take a jar. Oh, there's one floating around in there right now. Small jar. You pour in some apple cider vinegar. I think you can also use red wine vinegar, maybe regular vinegar. It does smell a little bit. And then you make a little funnel. I clearly made mine out of an old grocery list. We needed AA batteries, Dawn soap, and milk that day. You make a little funnel out of it. They fly in. Their little tiny brains are so stupid that they don't fly out, and then they die in there. And then when that thing fills up with flies, I'm like, and then I make a new one.
Weirdo.
So fruit flies, you also can buy these little fruit fly traps if you don't want to make your own.
Yep.
Similar idea. It's a little bit cuter. It looks like a little apple. You put it on the counter, but then you have to buy the stuff to refill it with. So my go-to is just a little trap. The next one are flies that we get in our plants and sewer flies. So these are attracted to moisture. So overwatering your plants is one cause of it, but we found these little sticky guys. I'm going to show you one in the plant.
These work awesome.
It's so rewarding, guys, when you see all the flies that stick to this. So that's my little sticky thing.
Is there a bunch on the back?
You just put it, there's a bunch on both sides. I think you can see both sides.
Get stuck.
I'm about to change this one out. So you just stick that in your plant. These ones also have a little hole in the top so that you can use these twist ties and you can hang them from somewhere. Because sewer flies, they come up, number one tip, keep those valves closed on your gray tanks unless you're dumping, because that's how they get in. And then this little guy also similar. Yeah, this one's disgusting. I haven't changed it for a little bit.
We just pulled this one down.
So this is the Zevo blue light.
That's all bugs that come into it at nighttime.
And they're attracted by the blue light, and then they come in and they stick to that, and then you just swap out these little things. So if you aren't hooked up to power, this one's not going to work because it's an outlet. The other thing that you can do is, for the sewer flies, boiling water. I just boil a kettle of water and I go and I pour it down the drains. And you can tell when I'm getting really irritated with the flies because I'll start boiling water in the middle of the day when it's 100 degrees out. And James is like, what are you doing? And then he realizes she must have found a sewer fly. So I pour that down the drains because they lay their eggs in the pea traps.
I like how you said a fly. She found a fly and then goes nuts. Like if there's one, there's got to be 50,000 of them.
Is it wrong?
No, watch it.
It's true. If you find one sewer fly, it is not alone.
That is true.
It has all of its friends waiting, or it has laid eggs in your pea traps. So boiling water, sticky traps, apple cider vinegar, all the things. And then, of course, fly swatter for house flies.
That's right. Or,
and then this is outside.
No, what?
No?
I mean, yes.
Oh, this is an outside toy. Go ahead, show your outside toy. Here, I'll move out of the way.
It's not just an outside toy. Gentlemen, this is not just an outside toy. Please let us know in the comments. Like, if there's a fly that has deterred your 74 different contraptions here, it will not.
The Bug
Slayer 2.0. 2.0. We had the bigger one. I just got this one the other day. And you go around, cock this thing, salt goes in here, just regular table salt or Himalayan pink salt if you're bougie like that. Boom. Oh, it's got a safety. Make sure you know how to use a safety. And this thing wipes them out. You can get a little close, put some black paint on your face, peek up over the counter, and just annihilate them. Like, take all the aggression and of them flying and buzzing around your face and running up and down your legs.
So mad.
Boom. Boom. Safety.
This is the concealed carry option.
This is the Bug Slayer 2.0. Get one of those holsters for underneath your armpits. You should get me another one of these.
You
and
want
I could walk around.
Yeah. I'll find you two giant holsters. Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I think we got a couple more for the flies that would go outside.
Yeah, we got some more stuff outside.
We're going to head outside and we're going to show you some of the outside stuff. We'll continue with flies and then get on to the next one.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go outside.
Let's go. All right, so this next one.
Flies outside.
Flies outside.
Flies inside, you got the fly swatter, all the other stuff. Outside, you have like your standard sticky traps that you can hang. Just make sure you don't put them somewhere somebody's going to walk into it and like stick it to the side of their head.
Right to the side of your face?
Somebody tall maybe and handsome.
If you find yourself staying somewhere for maybe longer than a week and they got a lot of flies, like we were just at in Medora, North Dakota, next to a big field. I recommend one of these bad mamba jambas. So it comes with this little packet in here, right? You flip it over, you put water in this thing, and then I'm talking days, this thing will just start to completely fill up with flies.
And it does stink.
It stinks real bad.
Once that packet is dissolved, it stinks. So you want to make sure you're somewhere where you have room that you can set as a fly. Just buzzing on your nose. You want to make sure that you're somewhere where you can set it up at least like 10 or 15 feet from where you're going to be sitting.
Because it attracts the flies.
That's how it attracts the flies, but it does work.
Also, the same thing goes for wasps. We hang up a couple of the wasp ones, these ones, and it seems to be that July happens to be the month that all the wasps finally hatch from those little paper.
Yeah, they get all hot and bothered.
They start
coming out. And so before that, they're building their nests, right?
Yep.
So to prevent wasps from building your nests, one, like check your stuff. Check your air conditioners. Take off that shroud.
My goodness,
we found a wasp nest in one of our shrouds. So be looking under little like hidey places, little eaves under your slides, under your awning. If you haven't put it out for a while, they like to nest in there. Also, in addition to wasps, mud daubers. They like to build their nests in lots of places. We had one again in Louisiana
Is that where that was at?
built a nest in our hot water heater.
Like you open
so
up the panel.
we opened the door.
Yep.
And we honestly were dumbfounded, befuddled, perplexed initially, because we opened it up and I was like, what is this in here? I think it's some sort of a like wasp nest. It's like dirt. And then we broke it open and it was full of spiders.
All different sizes, some big ones, some little ones.
Do you remember
and
what
you
I
were
said?
freaking out.
I was like, honey, what kind of a wasp starts out as a spider and then it hatches into a wasp? So I looked it up, and mud daubers go and the moms catch spiders, paralyze them, bring them back to the nest, and that's what the babies eat, are the paralyzed spiders. So I think that that nest that we had, there was like, I don't know, 12 or 15 spiders.
It was ready to go into a hibernation.
It was so gross. So one way to keep those out, little screens like these. So we're going to show you how you can put these on to some of the vents to keep them from getting in, because you don't want to block your vents because you need that exhaust, you need those vents. But these little guys will help you to be able to block those so they can't get in there and make their nests in there. Before we get to those last couple, we want to thank our sponsor, eTrailer. They sponsor our channel so we can keep making all these awesome videos for you guys. So go check them out. They sell stuff like these little bug vents.
They actually got some really good bug stuff. They have like full-on suits. I don't know where you're going, where you need a mosquito.
Alaska.
Oh, we're doing that next year, so maybe we'll do that. You got a fly in your head and I want to shoot it.
Don't, please. Don't.
Okay.
It's okay. So,
anyways, check them out. We have an actual, oh my God.
This is clearly
the thing we're doing for you.
This is like on point right now for what we're dealing with in RV life.
I wonder if it's because we have all the bug stuff around us.
Maybe. I don't know. They're more attracted. I think there's just this many right now. And now we're going to take you to check out a couple of the other things that we do to keep bugs from getting into the trailer.
Yeah. All right. So my pet peeve or bug peeve would be ants. I cannot stand ants, and for a number of different reasons. One, I don't like them crawling around, but two, ants are horrible. They get into the walls. 2 different occasions. Going through Texas, we had those tiny little clear ants that just come in from outside and then they build homes inside your walls, and we had to get some of these things.
You got to get these traps.
Because nothing else worked. They come and they get the liquid, they take it back, and then they die. But then the second one is we got these plants that we put inside, and I don't even know how.
One was a plant that we had from before we started RVing.
Yeah.
Brought it in the trailer with us. We set it outside when we were moving into the new RV.
Oh, that's what it was.
Out of the U-Haul.
And it was black ants. And black ants are the worst. But they got into the plant. They started living and colonizing in the plant, and we'd be sitting on the couch and you just see ants go across your.
And we kept looking outside to see if there was a trail.
And then lo and behold, we took the plants out. I saw ants crawling around this thing, and when I took it out, there was a whole colony, like full-on babies everywhere, eggs. So let's get into how to prevent that from happening. In most states, you could probably get away with a quick, simple diatomaceous earth, and you're just gonna spray that around like anywhere something comes in contact with the ground, whether it be your stabilizers, right around the perimeter of your tires, maybe the feet of your stairs, or where the cord comes up into. But we have been in places where we watch the ants walk right over this.
Yeah.
This stuff is supposed to be really good. Diatomaceous earth dries out the exoskeleton of certain critters, and they're like, no thanks. But get in the South, those bugs don't care. However, gonna maybe irritate a couple people, but this home defense stuff, this stuff works.
Yeah. Because we've tried the cotton ball with peppermint oil,
Damn
cotton ball with clove oil.
Yeah.
And I love a good essential oil.
Smell good.
But they are not going to keep these critters. They might, maybe if you're somewhere for a day or two and you just want to prevent them, but if you see them anywhere around, you got to protect yourself.
So I walk around with this stuff. Same thing. I'm not spraying my tires. I'm not spraying my stabilizers. I'm putting a little perimeter, right? A temporary perimeter. They hit that perimeter and they're like, nope, not going out of that house. That guy's crazy.
And don't forget about above.
Oh, the most important thing. Thank you, babe. One, where we talk about like when you back into your site, make sure you're close enough. You open up your spigot, you check your electrical box, look on the ground first of all, for big ant piles. We've seen this in a number of places. If it's a super big enough ant pile, or especially if you're down in Georgia, what's the bugs, those ants they got down there?
Fire
big
ants.
Fire ants. You guys and your
Whoa.
fire ants down in the southern states, if you see big piles of those, either switch spots or go somewhere else, because if your kids get around
Not
those,
worth it.
it's horrible. But the second place where the most critters, bugs and spiders will come into your rig is trees from up above.
Yes.
They live in the trees, and if any branch, small branch, twig, is touching your rig, they will come right down into that, figure their way out to your pantry, take whatever they want without paying for anything, and then you got an ant problem. So watch for trees.
Quick story on that. I don't know if you remember this. I remember it because it scarred me.
Okay.
We were leaving a friend's house in Mississippi. We
Oh, yeah.
had mooch docked at their house, and we'd been there for like a month, I think. And as we were pulling out, we realized there were some overhanging branches that we were just kind of worried they were going to scrape our roof membrane on the way
Right.
out. So I ended up on the roof. So James, from the back of the truck, boosted me up onto the roof with the Sawzall, cutting all these branches down, and then just ants start raining
Everywhere, all over her.
It was so gross. So I cut him real quick and we got out of there.
That's
and
right.
then the last one we have to, well, not the very, very last, but to protect them from coming in is big
Oh, we
gap
did this.
filler. So you want to use this anywhere where there's a gap that doesn't need to be there. So, and where there's no moving parts. So like we had one under our sink.
Where the vent
Where there's our
comes out the
vent.
back.
We left the vent open, but around the vent, there was like a big gap that we were just like, this doesn't need to be there. Cold air could come in, hot air could come in, bugs could come in. So anywhere you got one of those, this stuff's actually really fun to use and watch it foam up
Be
and
careful.
expand. So
If you haven't used expanding foam before, a little goes a long ways.
spray a little test spot somewhere so you can see how big it gets. It is, there's also medium gap filler, I think.
What about large gap filler?
This is big gap filler.
Oh, big gap filler,
there
3
might,
inches.
There might be small gap filler as well. So decide what size gap filler you need, and then you can
Yeah.
grab one of these. And then let's get on to the last couple, and then we're done.
Oh my.
All right, the last few. Mosquitoes, spiders, and scorpions. Oh my.
Mosquitoes, I don't know. Like this has worked pretty well. The thermocell for up to like, this says 15 feet. Depends on where you're at. You got to remember to turn this thing on and make sure you got the batteries and the little refillable things inside here. But actually, if you have a good mosquito deterrent, let us know in the captions below. Let everybody know so we can have a better camping season,
Please tell
because
us.
I could have 100 of these things around and I still feel like I get bit.
We've done this, or we've set up a tent. If you
A
really
tent
want to
is a
be
good one.
outside, go, set up like your bug tent outside, and if you want to spend time out there. But then you got to make sure it stays zipped. And if you have kids, that doesn't really happen. The next two are spiders and scorpions. So the biggest thing with spiders and scorpions is they like it when you're still, right? They like being places where they can make a little web, they can make a little nest. It's dark, they're creepy, they're crawly, they're gross. So make sure you keep your site tidy. Like if you have firewood, don't leave it like piled up for more than a few days. Move it around, use it. Use a blower to keep stuff
Blower's a
tidy
good
in
one.
there.
Blower also gets all the crumbs from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So also with scorpions, if you are like out in the West Coast, we grew up out here, so we're pretty familiar with scorpions. We've seen a lot of them. They don't really freak me out that bad. You have a good story.
I wonder if I have. So I was on a medical call one time, and we were in this big warehouse, and it was a concrete floor, and we were helping this lady that was out on the floor. And as I was taking a couple notes down, I could hear this thing that sounded like a mouse. I was like, what is that? And I'm writing down while the guys are doing their thing. And all of a sudden I turn around, I swear to you guys, I actually have it. It's in a CD case, but I got a scorpion that's like 6
It's
inches
dead.
long. It's dead. Maybe I'll bring it back to life.
It
but-
was in our freezer for years and years, and I'm sure it's still somewhere for me to find one day.
I can't wait.
So, but with scorpions, if you are somewhere out west, they're normally out at night. They like the dark. So you can get like a black light flashlight.
Yeah, that's fun.
They glow in the dark, which is kind of cool to see. But also if you're freaked out that you're going to step on one, take out your black light flashlight and then you can spot them easier so that you can be a little bit safer.
Okay.
So I think that's all we got for today.
Quite a bit.
Honestly, let us know if you have anything
Yeah.
else, anything better, any great ideas of how to keep bugs away from your site, out of your trailer, out of your hair, out of your dreams.
What's your worst bug story?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Share that with us. See if you can top ours for the termites. We would love that. Make sure that you tune in every Sunday, every Wednesday, like, subscribe, sign up for notifications, and We'll see you guys next
See you on
time.
the next one.
Bye.